God says, be filled, speaking to yourselves in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. Be filled with the Spirit. As you speak in psalms, hymns, and spirit, guess what we're doing? Psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. Come on. And as we do that, guess what? God is filling us. It says, be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. That's the Word of God. That means it actually works. It actually does what it's supposed to do. As we do it. Right? As we do it. If we don't do it, it doesn't happen. People, nowadays, I hear it all the time, well, God will do what He's going to do. Que sera, sera, whatever God will do, He will do. And He says, speak to yourself in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs, and I'll fill you up. He says, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Come on. I can go verse after verse after verse. That God says, do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do that. Do that for the blessing. Do this for the blessing. Do this and you'll get this. Do this and you get that. And yet the church teaches all the time, well, God is going to do what He's going to do. It doesn't matter. Oh, watch it. Come on. There's certain things we need to do. And one of them, to be filled with the Spirit, is to sing songs unto God. They don't have to be prepared songs. They can be, right? But they can be new songs, spiritual songs from your heart. Coming from your heart, coming out of you. And you start doing that, and guess what? Last week, if you entered in last week, during the night of praise, those who were here last week, if you entered in, I guarantee you left here with some high. You had some spiritual high going on. As I said on Sunday, the world wants drugs and they want to get high. Well, give me another drug because I want to get high. I want to have a feeling. Yeah, I want to get high. I tell you, there's no better high than worshiping God and getting in the Spirit of God, and you get high on Him. Oh, there's no after effects. No after effects at all. You just start gliding in God. You start walking in the Spirit. You get in the Spirit and you walk in the Spirit. And then, woo, come on, things start to happen because you're walking with God. You're walking close to God. You're walking in the Spirit. See, right now, often people come to church, and it's very subtle how the Spirit of God will fill you like that. You'll be in a church service. I've been in many of them where you're just sitting there, you're worshiping, you're receiving the Word of God, you're worshiping, you're receiving the Word of God, and you walk out of there and you're like, man, I'm on a high. I got a high going on. Yeah? And it's a high in the Spirit. It's a high in the Spirit. You get high in the Spirit. It's what people need on this peninsula. It's what people need. They don't need the drugs. They need the Spirit of God. And when they get that, they'll turn away from the drugs. They'll turn away from the alcohol. They'll turn away from everything, all the weed and all that junk that they don't need. They'll turn away and they'll say, I got God. I don't need it. I got God. And I'm walking in the Spirit and I'm high on